give you some exercise and also some tools that you can start to use it right now. So everything is free. The only thing you need to do here is clicking the link and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to like and share this video here, because if you do that, you help more people to learn project management, but also you help me and my channel to grow. And I would love to that you can help me in this journey there. The content that I'm going to discuss today, it pop up in a discussions that I in one of the discussions that I had with someone in my development program. I have a project manager development program there with content, with support, and so on. And that in one of the discussions that I had recently, this pop up. What happened is the person, because I end up talking with everybody that entered enrolls in my programs there. Sometimes I talk one on one with people, and I try to make a positive influence in those people, not only on teach them on project management how to use it, but also push them to the next step. And one of the things, of course, if for people that has not started yet or want to work with project management is like make sure you create your CV, update your CV. Sometimes I review their CV, provide feedback and how you can tweak it, and that's also part of the program. How to improve your CV to get to for interviews. And for this person, I did that, of course, in an onboarding call. We talk about, and 2 months have passed, and the person said, I'm going to prepare my CV, I'm going to prepare my CV. And then suddenly the person said, I have a position that I'm interested on, which is nice. Uh, and then I ask, okay, where is your CV? And now I'm still working on that. And then, of course, I start to reflect a bit in other type of discussions, and not that I want to pick in a person specifically, but that's something that happens quite often. I ask people, people tell me I'm interested in working with project management, and I say, nice. Are you looking for positions? So there's all kinds of answers that I get. The first one say, no, I want to take a certification first, or I want to complete this project management, this training first, or whatever is going to do first. What happened is, in reality, you don't need to complete a training, you don't need to have a certification to start look for positions, to start to work on your CV. But a lot of people they see that because it's a kind of it's a natural hesitation that happens with everybody. If you have a goal, sometimes, of course, you're afraid that you might fail, that it might not work out as you want, or you're afraid that you cannot handle the work or you cannot handle the job, and all kinds of things that can do. But then that's, of course, the title of the message. There's a quote from Seneca that says that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And what does it have to do with this entire discussion? Well, in the example that I gave, if you see a position right now, it's important that you have a CV. And I tell this for everybody. Okay, if you are working right now, have a CV ready and available. Why? Because if that opportunity pop up, you have something that in a short period of time you can send. So let's say someone, a headhunter, reach out to you, say, hey, I have a senior project manager position, whatever, a project manager position in your dream company there. Can you send me your CV? If you have it ready, or if you have this in a level that takes you a few minutes to kind of customize, update something, and then you send to the headhunter. But if you don't have anything, and you're gonna say, yeah, I'm going to send you, then probably will take you a few days before you do it, and sometimes people don't send it. Just be ready for the opportunities that you have. Stop with the excuses. I'm doing a training or I'm going to go for a certification. No, get ready. Start working on that. And I know that, of course, I'm not saying that doing a training or working for a certification is bad. But if you want to get a position in project management, the first thing that you should be looking to are what are the position available? What skills that I have that I can meet those positions? How my CV compare with those positions? You stop procrastinating. I know that you might be afraid of what's going to happen, but what if? And what's the option? What if it does work? What if you create a CV, although it's not going to be perfect and does not need to be perfect? Nobody's CVs in the world is perfect, including mine. But what you need to do, you need to take the step, you need to take the action, you need to start to prepare for that. And of course, part of the discussion when I was reflecting from that, I was thinking also in the discussions that I have with people already working with project management. Because a lot of times people say, I'm already working, I'm a project support officer, or I'm a project coordinator, I'm associated project manager, I'm a project controller, or whatever position that you have there in a project management environment, they're there. And say, but I would like to go for a project manager position. Or you are working as a team member, like I'm working as a developer in a Scrum team. An engineer, I'm a planning engineer in a construction project or whatever. Then I ask, okay, are you looking for positions? They say, no, no, because of the company, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, I would say get ready, look for positions anyway. But they'll say, if you want to get the possibility to be promoted in the company where you are, have you already mentioned to your company that you have a goal or you have a wish to be a project manager at some point? And the answer is no. Okay, if you want to develop yourself for a project manager position, do you know what the gaps that you have there? Have you asked feedback for your manager to see how you can improve? Why I'm saying asking for feedback? Because some people tell no, no, but I have an annual review in few months, then I can get the feedback there. True. I'm not sure what kind of annual review you have. Sometimes you have annual reviews that can be positive with good feedback. Sometimes you have annual reviews where the manager is not preparing, then you don't get anything like that. But what's the point? Do you want to wait months to know what you can start to work at right now? When you ask for a feedback in a company, what happens there? Usually people see you in a different way. So this is a person that wants to improve, which is a good thing. So if you want to go for a position as a project manager and you start to ask for feedback and say, oh, this person wants to grow. But it's like asking for feedback is not only asking for feedback. It's listen with what other people say, reflect, take into consideration. Sometimes people would suggest you actions that you can start to take right now, and you start to take those actions to progress into your career. Again, then the quote from Seneca comes to my mind. Luck is preparation meeting opportunity. Why do you think that you are in a project manager, project coordinator position, and you're not developing yourself, you are not trying to solve bigger problems or take more responsibility in the organization, you don't ask for feedback, you don't showcase your good work there, but someone will say, I think this person is very nice, so I'm going to give them a promotion because of that. Maybe I'm wrong here in what I'm saying, but I've never seen that happen ever in my life. If you want to be promoted, you need to step up. How can you do that? Ask for feedback for your manager, understanding how you can improve. Look for ways how you can add more value for the company. For example, usually if you're working a big company, they have procedures, they have processes, and all those processes, I'm sure that they have possibilities to be improved there. How can you improve your process? Do you have something that you could suggest that could make the process a bit more efficient, that could reduce the cost of the organization, that could avoid a problem in the future? Start to look to problems that you want to solve. For example, something that I did in one of the companies I worked on. I started work there. They hired me as a project manager, so I ended up with a big program. And I start to see that a lot of information they did not have. They did not have good source of information. I just start organized. I, I'm not even calling a database because it's not that big with that many entries there. But I start simply organize the data available there. Say, okay, this is the data from this project. This is the data from this project. This is the data from this project. So data about costs of components that could help us in the business case, in the decision making. Data about the cost of a specific product or margins that could help in the decision making process. Saying, okay, if you have product A and you have product B, those products are very similar. Although they all have their customized things, they are very similar. So their price level and their margins, their cost, your unit cost should be very similar. If they're not, something that's different there, something, so probably there's a space that we can improve. Their margins should be similar there. And of course, that facilitates the decision making, because if you see product A costs 100 and product B costs 20, and those are very similar, say, where is the gap? Something is wrong here. So just by organizing the information, and of course I start to share with some people, and they like the idea. See, this project took those situations. The qualification for this project took, I don't know, 3 months. The qualification for this project here took 2.5 months. Okay, they can have tests, different tests. That makes sense. But what about the cost level? Oh, the cost level is similar. Create an overview for what I did there. I created an overview for all different projects that the company was running. Say, we have this overview here. So this is the capacity that we need to take a look in the lab. Then I address this to the lab manager. Hey, dear lab manager, this is what's coming to you. Think about how you can absorb that. Hey, by the way, we also have those tests that need to run parallel. Then we take, based on that we discuss. Okay, let's outsource these. Let's outsource. But all those things I did there without people asking me how to do that. So I was looking for ways how I can add extra value for the organization. One of the ways to add extra value is avoid risk, avoid problems, solve problems there. So that's what you can do right now. But you need to be willing to take the first step. The same thing with the CV. If you get a position, you have a CV, you're ready to go. If you're invited for an interview and you're prepared for that, you're ready to go. What happened with a lot of people? They work a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, then they get an interview. Then you go for an interview. The first question that the interviewer asks is, "Tell me about yourself." And then most people say, ooh, ooh. They cannot tell even their story. And of course, that's not because they don't know it. Everybody can tell your own story. But you need to make something in a logical order. That's something that someone follow it. And you might say, that's easy to do. I can tell you it's not, because I help people. I've helped a lot of people to prepare for interviews. And a lot of times when you ask the first question, people tell me stories all the way around. They go back and forth in the future. That's no storytelling. Then say, I don't understand anything that you said. I kind of get lost on that one. Or I did not even know what was your experience, what makes sense, how does it fit for the position. Well, again, preparation. When preparation meets opportunity, then you are lucky. But you are never going to get lucky in between brackets, because if you are really preparing for that, if you are developing yourself, it's not luck. When you are promoted there for something, if you're putting the work there, it's not luck. You have been doing that. For example, when I was promoted from planning and control engineer for a project manager position, I was doing a lot of stuff already for a lot. I was taking a lot of responsibilities for a project manager, and a lot of challenges that the company had at the time. Like, okay, the site manager got sick. Okay, I jumped in, took as a site manager there. I was a construction site manager for a few months with more than 100 people working the construction site. So I was leading all those people there. I was organizing, I was planning the excavation with the team, make sure that the team put everything together so we could concrete that, all those kind of things. And I'm an electrical engineer. Of course, I had to trust a lot of team members. I had to study. I had to ask questions. I had someone that I could go for, say, we are planning to do that. Does that make sense or does not make sense? But I was putting the work. I was probably working, I don't know, 10, 12 hours a day, but I was putting the work to go for my next step. And if and I'm not saying that you should work 10 or 12 hours a day. I did it because at the time for me was not, I like it to do it. When I'm talking about that, that was probably more likely 10 years ago. I was single, I did not have kids, so my focus was on my work, so I was very happy to do something like that. Nowadays, I don't want to work the 10, 12 hours, at least not in the same stuff, in the same situation, because now I want to put my kids on bed. I want to be able to read a book with them in their bedtime and this kind of stuff. And I end up working in different times so I can kind of balance. But I do look for ways how I can add value into organizations, how I can add value to make sure I can progress myself. How can I make the organizations more effective? Why? Why I do that? Because first I like it, so I do enjoy studying, reading, improving myself, collecting feedback to see how I can what I can do next. But in the end, all those things they end up adding value for the organization, which increases my value market. What's my value market? How much I can earn. So the things that they don't go around other way around because I see like in the case of the feedback, a person say, I'm going to few months from now I'm going to see what's the feedback there. It should be the other way around. You ask for feedback, you take the actions that are needed, and when you get for the annual review, you say, okay, what else? I have a goal here. Well, how can you help me to achieve my goal of becoming a project manager? What else do you think I should learn? Or maybe you get to a position that you get a promotion. But nothing of those things they are going to happen if you just keep wondering, waiting for something to happen. Because there's people thinking, when I'm a project manager, then I'm going to do that. Before that, no, no, I don't want to take the responsibility. So if you don't want to take the responsibility, people say, oh, this is a person that they don't like to take the responsibility, this person here. So he or she cannot be a project manager, so you cannot be promoted. One of the most important characteristics that you're going to find in any project manager there, they are proactive. And I work with a lot of different project managers, not only as peers, but mentoring people and so on. And there's like one junior project manager, or one person that that's my mentee right now. She's on a project support officer position. She's working to go for a project manager position, for a junior project manager position. And sometimes in the discussions, I say, "What's this? What's the situation here with the project X?" Oh, I sent an email and no one replied. So I look, okay, you sent an email 2 weeks ago, there was no reply, so what's next? You sit and wait? That cannot be the case. You need to be proactive. Oh, they do not ask. Try it again. Push it every day. If there's no reply, organize a meeting to have a discussion there. Escalate the topic. Talk with the person. Say, hey, I need this. What's going on? How can you help me? Or what do we need to make sure that we clear this off? But you should never sit and wait. Because if you're doing that, you're not being proactive. If you're doing that, you're not preparing for your next step. This is quite critical what I'm mentioning here. Because, for example, I'm preparing the project management summit. There's all kinds of content that I create. There's training, there's people that can help you. You can find a mentor, a coach, or whatever you want. But in the end, the first step, and all the others, of course, but the first one is usually the most challenging. It's always up to you. If you don't take the steps that you need to develop your career, if you don't study, if you don't develop your skills, if you don't have prepare a CV, if you don't prepare for the interviews, you're not going to progress. What happens those situations that are kind of weird? Someone sends me a message, hey, I would like, can you help me? I'm on a new job, blah 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 blah. So you are the expert. And then I ask, okay, what's your new job is about? Then the person replied, oh no, I have a description here. You can read it and you can tell me. I'm not going to do that. It's very important that there's a line here, which a lot of people don't understand. Something is One thing is when someone tell you, I can help you, and of course I can help people, and I do offer my help to people. But what I mean by that, well, If you have questions, I can ask. I can try to guide you in what you're doing. This is help. I'm not going to do the work for you. Meaning, I'm not going to do the work for you. I'm not going to read, analyze everything, and say that's what you need to do. No, you are the project manager. You take your own responsibility there. Why? Because if I'm doing that, I'm not making you a favor. And all those kind of stuff, it already happened to me that a guy entered one of my program once, and he told me he had a case that he wanted to solve it, and he sent the case to me, and he said, "Can we solve together?" And I said, "No, no, we cannot solve together. Solve it and tell me what are your questions." And then he was struggling. He was struggling. He said, "Okay, I'm going to take a look in the case." I have you tried? Then he sent me his answer. Then I kind of take a look in the case, give some direction, and then he was happy. Okay, finish the case. He passed whatever test he had to pass there. Then I think 1 week later he come up with another case. Then I was kind of start annoying me because it's like this case was not even part of my program. So he was doing any other type of training there, which is fine. But he entered my program expecting that I would solve the problems for the other type of the training. So then saying that's not going to work. Then he come with the other case, same thing. Can we solve together? I said no, because this guy he was asking me the solution, but then I asked him, "Have you tried to solve it?" And he said no. So I said, "Go and do it. Try to solve it, and of course, if you have questions, then we can talk about it." Then he did a solution for the case, and he said, I solved it. Okay. Review it everything and the same thing that I did the first time. Then I was like, no, tell me what are your questions here. They said, no, 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 I don't have questions. Everything is clear. My feedback was, oh, so you don't need my help. Very straightforward, right? And then, of course, he come back later on. He was kind of annoyed. I did not pass the test. Well, you tell me that everything is clear, that you solve it, and every. So I'm good with that. Say this is not even a case from my own training. So I'm already helping you here. I'm doing kind of effort from my side, but also you don't want to put the work. So there's you need to understand that when you're expecting people to help you, you need to put the work yourself. What's help? Help is guidance. Help is say, okay, take a look on that, learn this one, explaining to you something. This is people helping you. But if you're not willing to work for yourself, then you have a big problem. Then you're going to struggle as a project manager, or you're going to struggle in your career, or in anything that you do there. Because remember, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Those people, they want opportunity, but they don't want to put the preparation. Why? Because preparation takes time, preparation takes effort. And some people, it's because they are afraid of taking the first step because they are preparing for something. Some people, they think, no, I want this to be perfect. So they get stuck in a loop there that's never ending because nothing ever will be perfect. But some people, they are only looking for someone that can handle the work for them so they can have the minimum effort. There are some people that think that's the nice thing that I'm going to do as minimal as possible, and I want to find someone that could help me to improve my results. In other words, they want to outsource the work. So be careful with that. With your career, make sure so you are preparing there. And with the Project Management Summit, you have the opportunity if you are kind of in the position that for the people that they don't want to do the work, you don't need to even to participate in the project management summit. But if you say I want to do the work, but I'm afraid, I'm kind of lost, I'm anxious, I don't know it, I lack the trust, I doubt it in myself. So here I can help you. That's why we have the project management summit. But you need to meet me there. The next step it's on you. I need you to participate. I need to take the notes. I need you to do the exercises. Because when you're doing that, you're preparing. And then when the opportunity comes, you're going to be ready for that. But if you don't do that, you're not acquiring knowledge, you're not developing your skills, you're not working your mindset, or your emotional intelligence. And when the opportunity comes, and sooner or later something pops up. Because yeah, depending how you're branding yourself, something will pop up, but then it's not going to get you are not going to get sustainable results. You get something, then you don't bring any results, because also again, if you get by if you get a chance, but also you're not willing to put the effort to work on that one, and sometimes it might be already too late, because some types of the skills you're going to also need time to develop those skills. Some types of skill you're not going to develop from one day or to another. It's different. For example, MS project, I can teach you an MS project in a couple of hours if you need it. But how to do a proper prioritization in something, that's something that you are going to need to practice to understand how to prioritize it. Of course, in my development programs, I provide the tools, I provide checklists, I provide guidance, I answer questions. But even though you're going to need to exercise those things, because then at some point you can do it by yourself. So it takes time. So if you when you get the opportunity there, if you're not ready, you are going to miss it. And that's like that for you, for me, and for everybody else. So make sure that you're ready for that. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Work towards that direction. Make sure that you can make the most of what you have. And some people say, but my organization, the project management is really bad. You can learn also there. The project management skills in your organization is bad. It's just another excuse, because you can learn as much from a good project management from also from a bad project management. Even if with a bad project management, you are going to learn what not to do, but you are learning anyway. Say, we did that, does not work, so you don't do it again. But you need to pay attention for those things. Otherwise, people are going to repeat it. We are people, and people work in habits. You repeat things over and over again. Not you, also me. That's the way our brain was is wired there. I was not even going to say it was created, because you might not believe it, evolved it, or whatever you believe. But our brain is wired like that. We tend to repeat our habits there. So if your habit is to be prepared to work to develop yourself, that tends to go for positive things, and this starts to compound. Then you get a good results, because then you start to have more opportunities. You're ready. Then you get good results. Then you get the next one and the next one, and things keep moving in that direction. But also the other thing also happen. If you are not prepared, say I just want to watch TV, I don't want to do anything, the spiral starts to happen, and the results only get worse. And I have a friend that once he told me about his CV, and let's say, oh, he was looking also to look for an international career. I say, let's send me your CV. I can try to help you there. And he told me, yeah, but my CV looks like crap. And I told him, so change it. If your CV does not look good, what do you need to do to improve your CV? Because you only have a degree. Go for study more. Go for a certification. Go for different types of experience. Do other type of training. How you're going to complement your CV? It's up to you to build your own CV. If you don't do that, nobody else is going to do it. And if you're telling me that looks like crap, but also you're not going to build your CV, so be it. You can live with that. And of course, you are going to get the results of that one. Because if at some point you need to find a position in another company and you need a CV, you have a crap CV, then you also get the results of a crap CV. But everything is everything for you. So I'm going to repeat it. I don't know how many times I'm repeating this. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So in few days there, we are going to have the opportunity. You're going to have the opportunity with the Project Management Summit. Make sure you make the most of that one. Let's make the most. Ask your questions there. take notes, make reviews. You can write in the comments what are your key takeaways there. Reach out. You can reply. You get emails from me if you subscribe there. Reply your emails with your exercise, with questions. Let's interact. That's very valuable and that's very important. I can only try to do so much, but if you do not put the effort, then I cannot help you. So I hope I'm going to see you there. If you did not subscribe yet, click in the link in the description. Click in the link in the description of this video and subscribe for the Project Management Summit. Don't forget to like and share this video here because you help me a lot. You help my channel, and you also help this content to go to more people. And we help to make a change in this mindset. And let's make sure that we have it a good culture going forward. And of course, if you have questions, reach out. You can ask questions in the video comments. You can ask questions in my Q&A box on Instagram because in the end, if your goal is to develop your project management skills, my goal is to support you there. Thank you and see you soon. Bye.